He's Omar, he's Gaurav, I'm Majid, we're the substitutes, and today we are dishing, gossiping on Old Trafford once again, Man United, the car wreck, the train wreck you cannot keep your eyes from. They have steadied the ship, they have had some very impressive performances, they brought in some very impressive players. ETH, his fingerprints are all over this team now. One of his biggest moves in all of this was to bench Maguire. Omar, how important was benching Maguire?
Very important because I think this was a player, a club captain who epitomized the downfall of United last year and just the comical nature of their defense and any sort of fight for the top four. Um, he Maguire went from I'd say a good defender to a very comical defender. 16 of United's goals conceded last season was because of him. Four of them were in one game against Leicester. His stats don't make for good reading. Like in terms of dribbles against, um, 50 he won 50% of dribbles that were against him. His clearances were shocking. All of this led to just such unease in the defense that no one could really trust him. And when you dropped him, I know that other players have performed, but there's just in the defense, there's a bit of stability there. There's a lot of confidence there that you just don't get with Harry Maguire. It's very, very reassuring to see him out of the team right now.
Yeah, I think he
Uh,
went from captain to like running joke pretty fucking quickly. Like in the eyes of like outside of Old Trafford or Carrington, I think, or like United fans, like it was pretty shocking that United paid the sum that they did for him, but then he wasn't too bad to start with. And then when his career actually started to progress at United, you just saw like his standards just drop and with his confidence. And I think like just getting him out of that team, it changes that back four so much because the communication's better. There's trust. You can tell that between Varane and Martinez, there's more of a relationship than Maguire would ever have with Martinez. I saw so many clips of Maguire actually standing in front of Martinez and doing the defending for him because he doesn't trust Martinez enough, or Maguire's just in the wrong position. Like, there's just so many scenarios where he just let that team down at crucial moments. And now that that gap of like that hole of incompetency isn't there, you can just see United have more trust. Even McTominay looks like a different player now, man, because he knows he has like a wall behind him. He has a real defense behind him. So it makes a massive difference. And I think that was, if you're talking about like fingerprints of eriktenhag, that was a slap across the face that United needed in order to like get into shape, I think.
yeah, I definitely do, but will agree with both of you guys that I think the main thing with Maguire is sure you can be low on confidence and you can be pretty bad individually, but when you start affecting that in a team basis, when it like flows down to the team, and that like there's things he could have done. So like his lack of communication, that's just based off of his personality and his reaction to the situation. And instead of being more communicative as he struggled, he seemed to get even more angry and riled up. Eric Bailly had a statement in which he alluded to that there's a favoritism among English players. He didn't point any fingers to Maguire, but everyone on the internet knows he's talking about Maguire. So I'm asking both of you, is the problem that pronounced? Is there an English bias? Is Maguire that good? Is there an English bias? Or have United not used him right? Like, where are we going with Maguire now? What's going to happen with Maguire at United in the next 3 to 7 months?
All of the above.
Gaurav, go ahead. You're like jumping to
All of
something.
the above. All of the above. He was mismanaged, right? Should have never been made club captain. And if you're going to play him that way, he should probably be the sweeper as opposed to the one that's going forward and trying to win the ball in the instance because he doesn't have the pace to come back. So he was mismanaged, number one. Number two, he isn't that good. It's just a fact. And then number three was, what was the point? What was your number three?
The
I
English
don't know when
bias.
it comes to
The
a Maguire rent. Yeah, I forget what I'm saying. It's just renting at that point.
So like he he was mismanaged. He isn't that good, and at the same time, like that was just a really bad time for United as well. I think the fresh start helps a lot. I think the new players coming in, I think things changing around at training, I think all of that just creates a better vibe than what United had when Maguire was on the team. And there is a bias towards English players. We saw that. Why was he playing? Everyone outside knew he shouldn't be starting for United. So why was he starting for United? That you can
well,
only
I
explain
no,
that with a bias, right?
I agree and disagree because then if you say that, you can look at Dean Henderson, right? Like Dean Henderson was pushed out of the club. David De Gea wasn't playing well, and he wasn't chosen. Um, I think personally, Harry Maguire was at first when he joined a very durable player. He played through a lot of injuries and he had some clangers, but it was not as frequent as it was last year. I think the point that you make about him being mismanaged was 100% correct. At some point, when you're making that many mistakes, you need to be dropped, right? And the person to replace him is either Phil Jones, who, I mean, he lives in a hospital room, or you've got Eric Bailly, who also is the same. He played 113 games and he missed 100 games for Man United. And when he played, he'd either have the most amazing game dropped by the most, followed by the like a howler, like And I mean, look, I'm just saying. Look, I can say that you're right. I personally would have dropped him, right? But like, I don't think there's an English bias. I think there was an Eric Bailly bias. Like, they're like, please don't put Eric Bailly on the pitch because he's worse. But on your point about him being made club captain, I was fuming. 6 months in, he just never ever took any responsibility. He did an interview saying, I must be good. I must be good because I keep getting selected. Right after he makes howler after howler after howler after howler. So, I mean, to your point, I just think it's really bad management. He was never an 80 million player. We could have got him a year earlier for 17 million and a few years earlier for 15 million.
Gary Neville, during his commentary during one of United's games recently, either the Liverpool one or after that, he had mentioned that he was shocked. He was the one asking this question about what is England going to do with Harry Maguire, because Neville is still of the opinion that Maguire is the best center back in all of England.
No.
Which begs the question, if you're not the best center back in Man United, can you be the best center back in all of England? And even if you are individually a great skillful player, do you fit into a team mold? Like, can you adapt to team play? So where does Harry Maguire stand with England now, guys? Should he be playing? Should he be
It,
starting?
As long as Southgate's there, he
England
probably
suits
will.
him. Yeah, I think England suits him quite well. They play three at the back, technically five at the back, and they've got two holding midfielders. They're a very defensive side, so he has a lot of cover. Whereas Man United, they play a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. So there's not
Uh,
a lot of cover for him.
Yeah, if you've got like two other center backs like Kyle Walker and John Stones who are pacey, can recover, can be aggressive and try to win the ball, and Harry Maguire just has to clean a mess. Yeah, of course he can have a career for England, man. But that's as long as Southgate's still manager. After that, I don't really see it happening.
and what's his future? Let's wrap it up. What's his future at United, guys?
It's up to him.
Sold in the summer.
I think it's up to him. Personally, I think it's up to him. Like he has shown that he can play well at the start. I hope personally he gets sold. I don't want to see him, but like you can play your way back into contention anytime. I've seen it before.
Uh,
I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's very much not up to him. I disagree. I think it's out of his hands now. I think he's out of the team. The chance that he gets back into the team is entirely dependent on injury and fitness.
Mm, well,
Um,
there's going to be a lot of that this season.
and even if
It's a
he
World Cup
comes
year.
back, man, I just don't see him being eriktenhag center back even in the near term. I think that's pretty clear, and I think in the summer he's gone. If they can sell him in January because someone needs an emergency slab head, great. But I think it'll be in the summer.
Inshallah. Inshallah, they say at Old Trafford. I don't know. Omar, the last answer you gave is pretty much the embodiment of the United delusion, which we love covering. It's
I
very
share that
weird
with
that you
you.
still.
I
It's
share that
very
with you.
weird. It's very weird that you still have hope for Maguire that he can do it, and you give me hope for
No,
all of
no, 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 no.
humanity.
Let me
This kind of
clarify.
statement
I love
proves
the
that there's
memes.
still good people who are optimistic in life, and
No, no,
it
no.
makes me happy. It
What
warms
I
my
want to
heart that
do
like
is send you the
look at
Harry
United
Maguire
fans.
memes. I know that hurts you. The Harry Maguire memes. I just want
I
those
mean,
to send to you.
he still hopes you're still a United fan somewhere deep down. Look at
No,
how
he
sweet
is. I
this
know
man
he
is.
is. I
Look
know
at how
he
sweet
is.
this man is.
I had a half
I'm
an hour
telling
chat
you.
with him yesterday about United. Don't tell me he's not. He loves it.
I've said this privately to everybody. Our Man United fans really are the new Arsenal fans. Um, you guys tell us what you think about Maguire. Is he really that good? First off, that's just sort of the fundamental. Two, how important was it for ETH? Three, was it the signing of Martial or the signing of Anthony, sorry, or the dropping of Maguire that's more important? Let us know your thoughts and let us know how delusional you think Omar is and how bald Gaurav is. On behalf of the substitutes, I am MJ. Take care, everybody. Till next time.